Welcome to Small Town Big Life Podcast, coming at you from the bait shop behind Grace Fellowship Church. We're really, really excited to have Brian and Mark here with us today. I mean, we are bursting at the seams. Today we're going to talk about Christian artifacts, which there's actually more to unpack than I thought. So we'll start. You guys want to say hello to everyone?
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Mark.
Hi.
Oh, all right. So this topic actually came up because Brian got into a conversation with me about the picture of the Shroud of Turin in my office. And then he said, hey, maybe you should do a podcast on that. And so here we are. Mm-hmm. And I know Mark is a history buff and a researcher. So we kind of came to the conclusion that that's the logical guest to have. So I'm pretty excited. So Brian, since this kind of started with you, tell me now we do have a list, and I do have one extra thing that you guys don't. All right. Now we generated a list for everyone to go down some of these artifacts, but I asked AI.
Oh no.
I went into AI for each topic, and I said, give me the most recent results.
All right.
Whether there's been any research, answers, or developments in this particular artifact. And AI was wrong on one that I know about for sure. And so anyway, open up, Brian.
Isn't that funny? I did the same thing, too.
Shoot, you got to move your mic over to you.
I did the same thing, too.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shocker, AI was wrong.
That's which is why you don't rely on it. But anyway, go ahead.
It's a tool.
It's a tool.
It is
go
a
ahead.
tool.
Well, I think the whole thing, when I saw that hanging the picture of the Shroud of Turin hanging in your office, and I started that conversation, was I had recently listened to a podcast from Lake Point Church down in Dallas, Texas, and they had a guest who was supposed to be an expert in the Shroud of Turin, and he probably made the most compelling case that it was authentic. I'm not saying I believed it, but he made the most authentic case that it was. Mm-hmm. So when I saw that, it sparked me to ask you, do you think that's real or not?
Right. Before we get into my answer, I want to go around the table. Mark, do you think it's real?
Absolutely. I've been following that for a long time. When they first came out and said it was totally fake, to watch the research develop, watch the technology develop, and they keep going back. You always have the skeptics that want to sample the corner, which they tell them not to, but they do it anyway.
Right.
And then you have all the theories going behind it. But absolutely. Why wouldn't it be?
Okay.
I actually agree with Mark. I mean, and I'm as skeptical as they come, but with the technology, it's proving the date of it. It's proving how old it is. What else could it be? I mean,
well, when people come into my office and they see that and they ask me, first of all, I'm surprised at how many people don't know what it is. Mm-hmm. I thought everyone knew what that was.
No.
But once in a while, someone will go, do you believe that's real? And I always say, just like with any artwork that I have in my office, I go, I don't know. I just know it does. It's on my wall because it provokes thought and it makes me think. I said, so now my answer is, I absolutely don't believe it is real. And here's the thing. I went back and forth ever since it was first introduced. Back and forth. Yes, this is real. No, this isn't real.
Right.
How could it not be real? And then my last position until recently was it's absolutely real. But then I saw the simplest thing I've ever seen. It was a French scientist talking about it, trying to say why it's not real. And I thought, okay, I'll listen, because I listen to all sides. And he said something to the effect, finally, the most simple solution is this. Take some jelly or something, some liquid, to put it on your face, and take some paper towels and lay it on your face, and then pull it off. And he said, watch. And he did it. And your face is this wide, because it starts at the nose and goes down. It is not your face. And he goes, this is not a burial cloth that was on a face, because if you pulled it off, the face would be this wide. And I thought, that's it. That did it for me.
I can counter that right away.
So hang on. So I'm not done. And I thought, well, let's see. If the image was burned through with radiation, or if it was by the power of God, it was lifted out. And then I thought, nope, that don't jive, because the cloth itself would still, when spread open, would still be white. I thought, we've all done stupid stuff when we're kids, put a towel on your face with ink or whatever you, and I thought, okay, well, that kind of, so now, admittedly, I'm not saying I'm going to die on this hill.
Right.
Because last time I was like, this isn't real. I'm like, this is absolutely real, and I will die on this hill. And now I'm like, nope, it's not real.
Yeah.
So I land back on the same space. It just makes me think constantly when I look at it, and I don't tell people, you better believe it's real, or for sure it's not real. But as of late, I don't believe it's real. So
At
Mark,
this moment, he doesn't believe it's real.
right, because of that
Yeah.
simple test that everyone at the table can do, and because I've watched all the guys try to fake it, and they couldn't do it, but that did it. Go ahead, Mark. I know you're about to
He's
bust.
busting. Yeah.
Just that statement you just made there, just because they can't repeat it doesn't validate anything. Doesn't disprove it, doesn't prove it.
Right.
If it's a true full-blown miracle, it's outside the normal realm of our stuff. I don't think it's well, it is a type of radiation. I think it was light radiation. That's the latest thing they're saying. There was it was as brilliant as the sun, is what they said, a burst of light. If it did that, when somebody takes your photo and they do a negative, your face isn't all smeary.
Yeah, but the cloth.
Well,
That would be
so.
the equivalent of taking the photo paper and turning it into a tent, essentially. You still have to unfold it.
Well,
So even if you're right, you still have the cloth that you have to unfold.
I think they're missing some of it, because if you follow scripture and go through history, that isn't the way they wrapped people. He would have had a separate thing over his
Wait a
face.
minute. What isn't the way they wrap people?
The wrap you're seeing there in that shroud.
Well, then if it then it's not real. That's not how they did it.
No, bear with me. That would have been the outer part of it. There would have been another cloth over his face.
Right.
And that would have been the outer part. So you'd have lost the tent effect, because that would have been more of a flat surface. The inner cloth would have been taking up the triangle space. Do you understand what I'm saying? I think we're missing some of it. I don't think who knows where that's at. Probably not even going. Because if you read the history, when they unwrapped them, they set that aside. The piece over their face was a covering that was set aside.
Yeah, I know that. I know they that still doesn't change.
Okay, here I'll ask, and this applies to everything we're going to talk about. Who benefits more from it being real, or who benefits more from it being fake?
Well, there's some things that it's not necessarily someone benefiting. It's just in the public forum for debate.
But there's a motive behind everything that's done. The French guy, why is he trying to disprove?
Money. He wants money for research so he can go make cheese and wine.
Yeah, but by him
he probably has a
disproving it-
cheese and wine shop.
He's a cheese scientist.
He sells cheesecloth. and that's what he's trying to
right. Yeah, he's
That's
the guy.
it.
Yeah. Well, hey, no, it's always a book. It's always a book deal.
Yeah.
And then they can fund their dig. All right. Fair enough.
We'll let that
Fair
question.
enough.
We'll let that question ride, because
I don't. Because I'm not. Like I said, I'm not going to die on that hill.
Yeah.
And now, okay. Here's what AI said when I typed
here
in
we
for
go.
all of our topics. I
Here
said,
we
"What
go.
is the most recent developments and research in this topic?" Here's what it said, and I told it to be very short. And like I said, some of this is wrong, but this is what it said about the shroud. The shroud remains one of the most debated Christian relics. The famous 1988 radiocarbon testing dated it to AD 1260 to 1390, which supports a medieval origin, but some researchers continue to challenge the sampling method and argue the tested corner may not represent the whole cloth. Current debate is active, but the mainstream scientific dating still points medieval. Now that's wrong, because I've seen some recent studies that say you can't. There was a fire in the Vatican. You can't just base it on one corner. And also, the fabric it was made from plants that were consistent with the area where Jesus was buried, with the fibers they made. So there's other stuff that it's leaving out, but I told it, I used all caps, be very brief. So it probably, which is what I would like to say to all people, when they come up, because people need a button on their head that says skip intro. No, I'm just kidding. But I can't believe I just said that. I'm sorry. No, I'm
That's
sorry.
okay.
Everybody's going to look at you now when they're talking.
No.
He's gonna hit me in the
Not
forehead.
everybody. Just some. And don't tell me you've never felt that way.
Oh, absolutely.
If somebody had a button on their head that said skip intro,
No,
would you not
You
bonk?
can tell when people are talking to you and they shut you off when they're not listening anymore.
Yeah. What?
Just kidding.
All right, let's. Okay, we started out of the gate. Now, the Ark of the Covenant. Now, when I saw Raiders of the Lost Ark, I knew what my career was going to be.
I'm surprised
You
you
were
didn't
going
have
to be
a
an
hat on.
archaeologist.
Yeah.
The fedora.
I figured he would have the hat
I was
on.
expecting
Yeah.
like Indiana Jones intro to this.
Yeah, whole
podcast.
costume, everything.
Well, because I was like, oh, I thought they just dug stuff up. I didn't know you got to have whips and guns and fight Nazis
Yeah,
and
dude.
there's women and you get to globe trot and fight and I didn't know that was obviously that's what I'm going to do. Of course, anyway, but that I think that brought out the archaeologist in every single human being ever. So, what say you about the Ark of the Covenant? Let's start with Jackie.
Well, if it is out there, we don't want to find it. We don't want to open it. We don't want to touch it. We don't want to.
Oh, because of what happened in the movie?
Well, no, because of what happened in the Bible.
Well, that's yeah.
You know, oh, I got near it. Oh, I fell on. Oh, he's dead. Okay.
So-
can we get another? Can we get another guy? to
Volunteer
Yeah.
to hold this.
Yeah.
Step up. Yeah.
Where's-
Brian, what say you on the Ark?
I would say it's long missing. I don't expect us to ever find it, to be honest with you.
Now I know because Mark and I kind of both are into like history stuff. I know he knows what I know. We both know the same thing about the Ethiopia place. Okay, the resting place in Ethiopia with one old man, and why we have not sent a SWAT team in there to get that, I have no idea. I guess it's just out of respect or stupidity or reverence.
Nobody's ever attacked that country.
Do you think that well, there's a first time for everything? I'm just kidding. No, I am totally kidding. I do not support going after innocent people to obtain Christian relics, and at the end I'll explain why. Do you think that's where it is though? Because I know a lot of people do.
Let's talk about where it's not.
Okay, all right, where is it not?
Most likely for a lot of reasons through history, it's not in Jerusalem anymore.
All right, I believe that.
I believe that.
It was
I believe
taken
that
when
too.
they sacked
It's
the
not
temple.
on an island up above New Hampshire, up in whatever that island is. I can't remember. Oak Island.
Right.
It's not on Oak Island.
Agreed.
It's not in a castle in Scotland. So yeah, where is it? I think it's in Ethiopia. It makes sense. That's where it went.
You think so?
Yeah. I mean, there was other things. That stuff went that way. You had
Yeah,
the
when you hear the
Ethiopian eunuch that was on the road trying to learn things, so that was an active conduit for Christianity.
Yeah. When you hear the story about how it wound up there and why it's supposedly there, it plays out. I mean, it makes sense. The pieces fit together. I don't believe it exists. I believe it's been melted down, and they've probably got a copy of something there that they believe is real.
Okay, let's back up. What do you think it actually is?
Where do I think it is?
No, what?
What?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
Do you think it's a box with two cherubim on it? Or do you
Well,
think it's
I think-
the cup
yeah.
of Christ? Or do you think
Ancient
it's
alien theorists say.
I mean, I think it's the cup of Christ.
Indiana Jones?
We're talking about the Ark, though.
They're
I know.
They're two separate movies.
I know.
yeah, but what do you think it actually is?
But what
I
do you-
think
Is it a radio receiver? Is it a nuclear weapon?
Is it the Holy
No,
Hand?
hang on. Are you
Is
asking
it a
me
manna maker?
what do I think is in Ethiopia, or what do I think the actual Ark is?
What do you
I'm-
think the
Ark
ark
is.
is?
It is a transmitter for talking to God.
Yeah.
Blow it up, Indy. Blow it back to God. No, it's
Now you're in trouble for that.
That's,
well, that's a
one.
line from the movie. That's not me. That's how he talks.
It's the Holy Grail beacon.
Yeah.
No.
I believe it is nothing more than a box with some gold on it, and I believe at the time it had significance to the world. It meant something, but I think God is not happy when he sees people chasing trinkets. I think God gets very angry when people get greedy over trinkets. It's almost like they're demanding proof that he exists when we're clearly told faith and trust are supposed to do that, not trinkets. But I also
Are
think
you familiar with the fact that people that have tried to replicate it by the dimensions have had to destroy them because they become radioactive?
okay, now that sounds like a Bigfoot sighting. I have never heard that in my entire life.
Well, here's a question: If God is so angry about people making gold idols out of of the cow and everything else.
Right.
Here's this giant gold box.
Right.
This opulent, spectacular. Ooh, it's so pretty. Oh my God.
But that's God's box.
But is it?
Okay, think about
What? Who else would it be?
Wouldn't he just want a box?
I am God.
Well, it's
I'm
in the
bringing
Bible.
you
He
out of
told
the
him to make it
desert.
that way.
I'm bringing you out of the desert. What do my people need? A storage container. No, that's not. Look, give them a piece of Tupperware.
Okay, I am really confused because you and Jackie both sound like you're saying it doesn't. The actual container is the concept of the container is silly.
No, I think it was much more than just a box. I mean, they used it as a box. They put the man in.
Plus, there was more than 10 commandments.
Right.
Right.
So that was put in there. There was things put in there for storage, but they were things that were important. They were the trinkets, basically.
I bet if important things were in there, I bet if we
Right.
find it, there'd be a couple of remotes in there and a set of car keys. If it were mine, there would be.
CDs.
See,
Yeah.
In all reality, though,
Yeah, maybe it was a time capsule. God wanted a time capsule. This was
I don't-
your trip through the desert. No, I think it was much more than that. I think it had mechanical engineering attributes. I think it was more than just a box. Here, go carry this box around the desert.
yeah. Okay. So my
For the fact
my
that when the
contention.
Philistines stole it, it messed them up.
I don't disagree with that, but I think perhaps at the time, I don't know that if they found it now, that would need to be the case. But I don't know. Again, I'm not going to die on that hill. I just don't know because it does. There's nothing in the Bible that says it is this way and it will be this way forever. And go find it. And he who has it, well, I mean, that's not in there.
Right.
So to answer your question, Jackie, what is it in terms of do I think it's a powerful potential weapon and dangerous? I do not. I think if we found it, we would find a box that it would be an artifact and that alone. Not because I don't believe what the Bible says. I absolutely do. But I wouldn't go up and flip the lid open and take a look inside either.
Right.
So, just out of reverence for knowing what it is.
Mm-hmm. Again, it was the seat. The cherubim were the seat of communication with God in the temple. The curtain was torn. He was out of there. So its purpose was pretty much done at that
Fulfilled,
point.
right. That's why I don't believe. Brian?
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, it was kind of. I almost looked at it as Temple version 1.0. It was built while the Israelites were in the wilderness, coming out of Egypt, and before they got to the Promised Land, and then the whole kind of portable temple was then built.
Right, the tabernacle.
Yeah, and then we got to what Solomon built with the temple that was eventually destroyed after Christ came and was resurrected.
So you think it's, at this point, probably a box as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they're going to find it and they restore the temple and they start slaughtering red heifers again, it's going to show up.
Yeah.
That's fair.
The Spear of Destiny. Did someone really have the spear that pierced Jesus? Several museums claim to possess it. Problem is, historians say many of them appeared centuries later. How many actual spears can there be before Roman soldiers start looking suspiciously over-equipped? So, yeah, the Spear of Destiny is another one. I think of all
category too. Though.
I think of all the topics to research when it comes to biblical artifacts, this one has got to be the most challenging to authenticate because there are so many people that claim to have it or have pieces of it, and then the scholars all come out and go, well, that wasn't a Roman spear tip, and then they tear it apart. And by the end of if you've ever seen any of these, and I'm sure you have. So I don't know if you're like me. I'm like, you know what? I'm more confused now than I was when it started, and so no idea.
Okay, first of all, the Roman soldiers there would have had spears.
What?
They would have had spears.
Absolutely.
That's a common tool. They carried that.
Yeah.
So when the ones show up and they're all ornate and all this stuff, that wouldn't be what they had. They'd had a common tool.
Yeah, it wouldn't be fancy.
Right. It's back to the Indiana Jones movies.
Just
it's
like
not
the
gonna
cup
be
of
the
Christ.
golden cup
Right.
that's all adorning. It's going to be
Right.
some common. It's going to be a Tupperware cup. I'm stuck on Tupperware tonight for some reason.
That's all right.
But yeah, it would be a common thing. So when you see these ones, they show up and they say, this is the Spear of Destiny and it's all ordained and stuff. Okay. Did you do that to it? Or do you-
There actually is one like that where they did it with the cup of Christ. They have one that's all ornate, and then they explain. They go, this one's ornate, but the real one's inside. They take off. They go, here's all the jewels that were put on it, but we did that to display it and out of respect to decorate it. But that's not what it looks like. It's a carpenter cup, and they show it, and I'm like, then you shouldn't have done. You shouldn't have done that.
With it.
And it's like, yeah, and what's a hard sell for me is at the time he was stabbed, the soldier who did it I don't think is the same soldier who said, surely this is the Son of God. I think it was a different Roman. And I say that to say this. I just can't envision somebody going up to him going, dude, do you still have that spear that
Yeah.
you stabbed that guy?
Yeah.
It's like, because that might be worth some dough.
Yeah, we
I mean,
could
do
put
you know
that
how
on
many
eBay.
people that guy probably killed with that spear?
Yeah.
Romans were vicious. And I mean, I can't see him going, something special about this. I better hold on to this one. I might be able to throw
Can
this
you
bad
sign
boy on
this?
eBay.
Right?
Yeah, and then for that to happen, and then to keep track of it, and then that's a hard sell for me.
I didn't even know this was a thing.
You didn't?
This was the first I ever heard of the Spear of Destiny, to be honest with you. The Holy Grail, obvious, or the Ark of the Covenant, yes. The Grail, yes. The Shroud of Turin, yes. The Noah's Ark, which we'll get to and stuff, but the Spear of Destiny was new to me. I didn't realize that was a thing.
I was like that with I didn't know about the Crown of Thorns till Jackie brought it up.
Yeah.
And she said, that's a thing. And I'm like, it is? And sure enough, I looked into it. I'm like, same thing. My conclusion was the same thing as the Spear of Destiny. No. Wait, there's so much going on there. Besides, it's thorns. And how long are they going to make it,
Yeah.
Well, go ahead.
Back to the spear.
Yeah, back to the spear.
Well, I'm in the armory. Oh, I want that one over there.
Yeah.
'Cause that's
Special
the
one.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a hard sell. And
I
Although-
mean, I learned about the Spear of Destiny during, studying about World War II, about Hitler and stuff like that. But in my opinion, crazy doesn't need a fork to be crazy. So,
everything they were after, though, was because of the occult properties of it or the supernatural properties of it.
yeah,
What
he
they
was a
would-
wacko.
Yeah.
That's why they
Power.
pursued all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just, and if the whole earth was shaking and the clouds tore open and the veil was torn and everybody's freaking out, the dude probably dropped the spear.
That's,
And then everybody else's spear is there, and it's like, oh, is that your spear? Is that my spear? Is that yours? Is that the special spear? I mean,
yeah.
yeah, it's like
And why is it not? They were gambling with his clothes.
right.
I mean, I haven't heard anybody talk about that.
No,
That would make more sense.
right.
That would make more sense.
That's a
yeah.
good point.
Yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
Ultimately, you know what people want, even though some say it and some don't. Most don't. They want DNA. They want to make a Jesus. They want to. I mean, ultimately, that's what people. A lot of people. I can't, all these things we say that we don't know. If I was there, I'd still walk up and look at it. Like if we were walking down the street and they said it was a place where the Spirit of Destiny was, I would go just in case, and I would get my phone out, and I would look at it. I mean, but I wouldn't put a lot of stock in it.
No slam on our Christian brothers and sisters, but when they start collecting body parts for saints and they end up with 50 toes, I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's a good point,
Yeah.
too.
How many heads did one saint have? Okay, let's see. Well, the Spirit. Okay, so the next one's obvious. The Holy Grail. I don't know how we get through this without talking about Monty Python. The cup
Yeah.
of cross or medieval legend. Did Jesus' cup survive the Last Supper? Is it a real artifact, symbolic theology, or just the greatest scavenger hunt in history? And I say that's what it is.
I would agree with that.
I think, do you agree that of all these artifacts, that's the one that people have searched and talked about the most?
the most, and again, the ladies, that wasn't a fancy 5-star restaurant they were eating the
No.
Last Supper in. That was somebody's houseware stuff. They wouldn't have snatched it and ran off. I need this for eternity.
Right.
It would have been it would have looked, the most convincing thing I saw out of scientific research about cultures, and I might get this wrong. I don't want to mess this up, but if I recall correctly, it looked like a black onyx bowl, like a little bowl that you would maybe muddle in, and drinking thing. Like we said, same thing.
It would be the equivalent now of someone saving the red Solo cup.
Yeah, I was just thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah.
It's
That's
Drew's
exactly
red
right.
Solo cup. Can you get that out of the trash?
Yeah, it has his name
Written on the side.
Does the Holy Grail have Jesus carved
Yeah.
in the bottom? This was so he didn't mix.
Maybe it's
mixed
spelled
up
wrong.
with John or
Maybe
you know.
And so the mindset,
JC.
Peter left slobbers in his cup, so I don't want to drink out of that.
the mindset of the Messiahs, if their minds are in the right place, aren't going to be thinking about, oh, save that.
Oh, yeah.
Save that. We might need that.
At that point, they didn't even know what was coming.
Right.
You're right. Exactly. That's true. Even if it was in the back of their heads, certainly they didn't expect the magnitude of which it would.
Again, Mary or Martha grabbed that thing and threw it in with the rest of the dishes,
Yeah.
and we're cleaning up. So
Right.
Yep.
It's not like he was a germaphobe and took the same cup everywhere he went, something like that.
Right.
So, yeah. It's a nice story, though.
Let's see what AI says. Said about it.
It's a nice story,
there's
and it
nothing wrong
makes
with this.
good movies.
Yeah.
I did. Wait, I got to back up. I didn't see what AI said about the Spear of Destiny.
Oh, no.
Here's its answer. Several, quote, Holy Lance relics exist, including claims connected to Rome, Vienna, Armenia, Antioch. Historians generally view the spear traditions as developing later in church history, especially through medieval relic devotion. The biblical spear is real in John 19:34, but no artifact can be confidentially traced back to the crucifixion. Number 3, the Holy Grail. Here we go. The Grail, as we know it. We seek the Grail.
We seek the Grail.
The Grail, as we know it, comes mainly from the medieval Arthurian literature. The earliest major Grail story appears around 1190 in Criceste, Troyes French word, and later writers Christianized it into the cup of the Last Supper. There are ancient cups claimed as possible candidates, but scholarship generally sees the Holy Grail tradition as a blend of Christian symbolism, medieval romance, and legend rather than a traceable artifact. I agree. Because of what we said. No one's going to chase down a Solo cup.
Right.
now there is a cup in Roslyn Castle that the Templars claim is it.
Here's the thing.
There's a cup. I'm not saying it's that one. They say it is.
Let me back you up. There is a cup because my husband is a Freemason and a Knights Templar.
Well, I was going to say that.
Mike is a Knights Templar. He
I know.
is Sir Michael. So, yes.
You call him that all the time?
Never.
Oh.
Ever. He doesn't get to wear the hat either. Ever. So there is historical basis for the Knights Templar and all the things that the Knights Templar did and how they were all massacred by the Pope. But they weren't all, we're knights.
Knights of the Round Table. Knights of the Round Table.
Looking for a cup. No.
They were in Jerusalem for the Crusades.
Yes.
That's the propaganda thing. They were there digging.
Yeah.
They were there.
I can't quit.
So they knew. They don't just start digging under the temple for nothing.
Yeah, they're looking for stuff. I just keep thinking one of my favorite lines when they're seeking the Holy Grail in Monty Python. It's such a stupid thing, but when God's in the clouds talking to him and he's telling them what to do, and King Arthur goes, "Good idea, Lord," and then God goes, "Cost a good idea." Okay, I got it.
Scrolling.
No, they're silly.
They're silly.
No, on second place, it's a silly
Yeah,
place.
it's a silly place.
It's a silly place.
Of course, it's a good idea. All right,
Run away!
run away. Yeah, can I? Yeah, the you tiny brained wiper of other people's bottoms when he's the guy's insulting him, and the tiny thing I missed over and over that I think is funny is when the French guy on the wall starts insulting him. Is the small line where he goes, "Is there someone else we can talk to?" Okay.
No.
It's not a matter of where he grips it. All right, here we go. We're going down the list. The Shroud of Turin. Sorry, I'm such a fourth grader. Okay. Did Jesus' tomb, did archaeology confirm biblical details? Exploring the Garden Tomb versus Church of the Holy Sepulchre debate. Also, why Christians don't worship an occupied grave. We don't need to cover that. We know that. Okay, tomb. It says Jesus' tomb. I know that of all these things that they've claimed, this one seems to be the one that could be where they show where it is and they found it. And now, I'm not saying I believe it is. And then when they found the box that says James, brother of Joseph, but Jesus was a fairly common name too. It wasn't Barabbas' name was Jesus. They just didn't call him that in Scripture, so we wouldn't confuse who they were talking about.
Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah, yeah, and Jorge and Pedro. So there was a bunch of them. They had a lowrider chariot. No,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, were there tombs over
that's
there?
a cultural reference. That is not.
Nobody got time for that.
That's not bad. When you say wow, you make it look like I said something bad. I didn't-
P.O. Box. Dude,
No.
no. No, I'm just kidding.
Were there tombs over there? Yes. Were they the type with the stones that roll from? Yes. Is it Jesus' tomb?
It could have been
Yeah.
It
anybody's.
technically wasn't his anyway. He didn't have one. That was provided for him.
Right.
So it wouldn't say Jesus' tomb on it. It's not going to be neon lights going down.
Yeah. Da, 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 da.
Right, like Jesus, like he wrote, Jesus was here.
Right.
Jesus was here.
And yeah, this was the spot. I mean, I'm just saying. They were speculating.
And there again, when you go in it, do you go, oh?
Yeah, no,
No, it's dust.
no, but I would make you think. I mean, I am certain.
It would have impact.
Listen, I bet if you go to the Garden of Gethsemane or someplace like that, and you have even the mildest of Christian faith, I think you're going to have an
You're
experience.
going to have a moment.
You're going to have a
there's
moment.
a respect.
Yeah, and just to sit there and think about the finger of God at the time it touched the world to spread something, a message that is.
Was it a good idea?
I think the way God did everything is right on par with how everything has to move through a spiritual truth. I don't want this moving through photographs, carvings, idols, pictures. I want it moving in the heart only, and that's why some people say I don't believe it, and other people have a heart for it, so they're like, I do, and that's anyway. Go ahead. You're going to say something.
I was going to say, of the relics, for me, this is the one that has the best chance of being confirmed, if you will,
Yeah.
because all the other ones are mobile.
True.
You mean the tomb?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
It's the only one I've seen where they say, and I don't know if it is, but I thought it's for exactly what you said. It's in one place. It's that no one can pick it up and take
Right.
it. Like I don't know if it's on the list, but what's the birthplace of Jesus? That's
Like
look,
that barn.
I
How are
know-
you going to find that barn?
See, that's
I know-
not even a barn. It was a cave.
No, I know that, and I know the Jewish people that don't believe in Christ sit around and go, these Christians come over here, we can make some dough. We need to say we've got the tail hair from the Donkey Mary Road, and they will line up and pay $10 a pop to come through that door. I know that there's
That is sad but true.
it's very sad but true. And so when I saw Josh Gates, Expedition Unknown, went to that place where supposedly was the birthplace, and it is kind of a cave. I mean, they go down, it's in a basement, it's under, and again, it's just, I don't know, man.
Well, I mean, there's all that research from the Church of the Holy Sepulchre too, when they were strengthening it,
Yes.
so that it wouldn't fall down on people, and they were trying to, I don't know if they were carbon dating the stone slab at the very bottom.
That's I think that's the same one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Well, anyway, if it's not, it's
Right.
similar circumstances.
Right. But it's like, well, is it? Isn't it? Is it? Isn't it? Nobody, it's still kind of like,
I would still go. I'd be lined up with all those tourists going, really? Really? Taking my picture. Take my picture with Jesus' tomb.
Selfie.
Yeah, how do you do that if you take if it's a
Hashtag
place where
empty.
Jesus was, do you go,
yeah.
I mean, what do you...
What sign do you throw?
Yeah.
Here's another perspective. Any place you walk over there, you have the possibility of stepping the same spot that they stepped in.
This is
or
very
touching
true.
the same thing they touched.
That's why I said...
The whole land's that
and that's
way.
why we're talking about you would have a moment.
You would have a
Right.
moment, but
You would have a moment. I mean, just being in the Holy Land, I mean...
and that's why it's such an experience for everybody. But whether
Right.
or not that's Drew's solo cup,
Yeah.
Drew had dinner here. Wow, that's awesome.
We do the same thing with presidents and stuff. Abraham
Yeah.
Lincoln slept in this bed. Boy, it looks really uncomfortable.
I know.
Selfie.
And, well, that's why I think God doesn't want us chasing things around. I'm going to see what AI said about it. The Church of the Holy Sepulchre has the stronger historical and archaeological case compared with the Garden Tomb. Archaeological work has shown the site was once part of the Jewish cemetery from the time of Jesus, which fits the gospel setting outside the ancient city walls. The Garden Tomb is visually compelling and devotional, but it is usually considered less likely by scholars. Yeah. All right, let's go down to, this is the one, that Noah's Ark. Okay. Now, it made some comments about Noah's Ark, and that's the one I knew was wrong, because I recently saw some guys who were just granted permission to finally go out there and do ground penetrating radar. And they're finding cavities in that. You know the one I'm talking about, that shape?
Yep. Looks like an eyeball.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
So
yeah.
there's recently been some guys who got permission. I saw them in an interview. They were completely stoked. They go, we've already got images from ground penetrating radar that are very revealing and support this, and stand by. And I'm standing by. And so that wasn't included in the assessment when I asked for recent developments. Now, I don't know what to think about that.
I also read within the last year that they took some soil samples that they found high concentrations or higher levels of different minerals and proteins or whatever that would indicate that there's that there would have been a high concentration of wood in that area.
Yeah.
What happened to all the manure?
Something like I do. What?
They should find the manure.
Scat?
Yes.
Elephant scat?
I'm serious. If you're finding high concentrations of wood, they didn't hold it the whole time.
I'm sure they threw that overboard. I would think, we've got this manure piling up everywhere. What are we going to do with it? Oh, God. I don't know why I talk like that.
Right.
See Monty Python.
Yeah,
Next
just
to you.
come
Who's taking
back.
care of the elephants? I mean, or the hippos?
That's going to weigh down your boat.
No, there should be that. There should be signs of that too. Which it could be. It'll be by this time. Well, they
At the
find.
very bottom.
Yeah.
Right.
That's going to take a while.
As long as they were on that boat, there's probably signs of domestic violence too. Probably some broken plates and this cracked roller pin and no, that's ba-dum-boomts.
There again, if they find us, okay, what's that really?
Well, that I think of all the artifacts, that would be the boldest. I think that would be the most. Okay, you could find a tomb, and anyone could come in and say that's not the one. That's not the one. But if you find the Ark, it's not likely someone could come in and go, that's a different boat. Yeah. I mean, we know the measurements. We know it's pretty specific. I think a lot of people disbelieve the Ark because they don't really look into the truth scientifically of flood. The story is too simplified, first of all. Mm-hmm. They make it sound like every inch of the entire globe was in 30 feet of water and only 2 animals every time, and all creation could fit on there. And that's not the way it went down.
And it was made by a guy who didn't know what a boat was.
Right.
And the people that believe that also don't understand that every culture on this planet all has the same story.
Has the same story.
The same
Exactly.
thing.
That's right. And there was a lot of animals didn't. I'm not going to get into that. That's another apologetics discussion. But let's get back to the Ark. I think of all the ones, that would be the hardest to dispute if they uncovered it. Mm-hmm. Somebody can't come along and say, no, that's just a barn. No.
Mighty big sheep pen you got there.
Yeah. If we could verify any artifact, I would want the Ark to be the one.
But then if they did, would it be like the Titanic? Do you leave it there? Do you try to dig it up? Do
No.
you try to put plaster over it like Pompeii and preserve it?
Nope.
What do you do?
You put a restaurant, an Applebee's next door,
Right.
and velvet ropes around it.
And
You
a
charge
Dollar
$10
General.
a pop, and everyone walk in a circle with their cell phones and take pictures and go. No, sadly, people would want to do that.
People would want to do
No,
that.
you gotta
disappear because
excavate.
It'll be like every other artifact that's out there in nature. People will take pieces of it.
Yeah.
I do it myself.
You
When I
gotta-
go on vacation. I bring a piece of it home.
You're the guy.
You're the guy.
I'm the guy.
the guy.
I have some sand in my office
Yep.
where it said, "Do not take sand from the beach." And then right by the beach, there's this gift shop that sells empty little jars.
jars.
I go, "What are those for?" "Oh, keepsakes." I says, "The beach says don't take any sand or shells." Whatever kind of keepsakes you want to put in there. So anyway, but you're right. People would do that. I think they would have to excavate it because in the name of research. Because what if it's not the Ark? then they're going to want to know what you can't tell what it is until you research it. So they
Right.
got to dig it up.
I'm just saying, like, out of respect and holy, well, if it's
Well,
even if they
angels are
find the ark, and this covers a lot of this stuff. Even if they find the ark, there's still going to be people say, "Well, that's not the ark." I don't.
Well,
believe
that's
that.
always
God's
that's
fake.
always the case.
I mean, because that's what ultimately comes down to the argument of this stuff is they're trying to prove that the Bible's legit, it's real, it's a historical book.
Right.
So that's what that all backs up and verifies. If they don't find it, does it change anything for me as a believer? No, not at all. If they do find it, does it change anything for me as a believer? Yeah, I already believed in the story. I already felt that was true. So not really. It really doesn't change anything either way for me.
Right. Like finding chariots and
Right.
horse parts they found in the water.
Yeah.
Or in the Pharaoh's army. Anyway, which I don't even know if that was on our list.
No, it's not on there, but yeah, that's
That's true.
So here's one I don't want to spend a lot of time on because I quite honestly didn't think about it.
What?
Fragments of the cross. Can you?
Right.
I mean, that would be the easiest thing in the world to face. A few years ago, because I'm like you, I love history and I read and watch what I can. And I remember seeing some of the antiquity places in Israel just stopped accepting because forgers got so good. They just stopped accepting anything, whether it was legit or not. They're like, no, we're full. No, because they had to hire increasingly more experienced scientists to find out what was fake and what wasn't. And so they just quit. Some museums just said, we just don't want anything else. Don't bring it here. And I think to say you have a piece of cross would be one of the easiest things to commit fraud with.
it's like the spears. There's thousands of crucifixions.
thousands,
So how do you know which
exactly.
one it is? I mean,
Right. Oh, yeah. And that's another good point. You're right. How do you know?
How do you know? And like you guys both said, that they weren't holding on to things at that point thinking that they would be valuable. They were too crushed in what just happened
Absolutely.
that, that piece of wood over there, whatever, leave it.
Okay. Now we get to the big one. The one we do know is true. The Dead Sea Scrolls.
Those are cool.
Unlike mythological relic claims, these are real and revolutionary. How they strengthen confidence in the accuracy.
Where is that museum?
Israel.
Where in Israel?
That's on 9th Street.
Because I think it would be fascinating.
No idea.
I think it would be fascinating I've seen the pictures of the room where it's like they've got it stretched out and you kind of walk around it.
Yeah, and well, right, but they still have. If you go, they have a lab, and these people are painstakingly.
Yeah, like
it takes them
tweezers.
years to get like 4 words.
Yeah.
I mean, we will not see in our lifetime the completion of translating and putting all of it back together. It's a lifetime. It's a career for someone to do. So, I mean, what we've got so far validates Scripture, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. And some of those documents are not Dead Sea Scrolls, but they're actual scriptures from just regular scriptures.
okay, I got a question. I got called bad names from my friends because I said I was going to ask you this. I was going to throw it in.
Here
on
we
top.
go.
Go ahead.
They've verified that they've found more of Paul's letters.
Right.
Are they going to have a big council and decide if it's scripture or not?
No.
It might be his laundry list. I mean, no.
I don't think so. I think the Bible's complete, and I think Paul was one of the most imitated and forged authors. That's why he says in his letters, look at the writing. It's me. Look at the big letters. I'm writing this. It's not someone. He had to tell people it was him because people tried so hard to impersonate him. So for someone just to suddenly pop up and say, hey, got more Paul stuff, I don't know. Going to be skeptical about that. Number one. Number two, even if they are legit, I think Scripture is complete, and I think it's more risky to try to. That's what the Catholics do. They added a whole bunch of stuff to the Bible. I think it's
took a whole bunch of stuff out too.
Yeah. And Jesus said, don't change any of it. But they made the church like the Roman Empire, governing authority, a cathedral, a pope, a Caesar. It's just a copy of Roman government. But I think to err on the side of caution, it's safer to respect and leave the Bible as the complete inerrant Word of God than it is to go throwing extra stuff in. I mean,
It's a good question. I haven't seen what it actually.
yeah.
And there again, it's one of those things they're trying very carefully to take apart.
To determine when they went through canon, there were some books, like there was another book of Peter that was so outlandish. They're like, this is not. I mean, it said like the cross itself came out and danced, the actual cross, and Sunday, Sunday, you better be here unless you're in prison. If you are, break out. Yeah, so that's the kind of sensationalism that the people were seeking when they would write it, and they're like, this isn't. There's no way. You know, Enoch's not in the Bible, but people quote it as a historic book.
It is a historic book.
Yeah, I know. So is Josephus. There's like 10,000 documents that support the Bible that are not canonized. The rules to be canonized are you had to be a saint, you had to know a saint, you had to have overwhelming eyewitness testimony. I mean, there's very specific. What?
I was going to sneeze.
Oh, I thought you were.
I'm sorry. No, I was not scoffing. I was trying not to.
You
sneeze.
didn't sneeze. So do I not say bless you? Do I say bless your heart instead?
Bless your heart.
Bless your heart. Okay.
Bless your heart.
No, I understand the process, but I have my problems with that too because that was all politically motivated.
So, what in history can you not say that about?
Right.
I mean, see, that's the thing that kills me here. People say, well, they try to keep separation of church and state, which doesn't exist. That's not in our legal documents anywhere. It's a letter Thomas Jefferson wrote. Long story short, in other countries, politics and religion are one and the same. So to say something is politically motivated, it is inherently sewn to your belief in God. And it's whether or not it's righteous. It's not whether or not it's politically motivated, because now you can say like Islam is not it's not a real it is a political ideal system,
because it's a hodgepodge of a whole bunch of religions.
It is not only that, it's
we're getting off on a bunny trail here.
Yeah,
but
yeah. Let's get back to the Dead Sea Scrolls.
I was just curious about that because I thought we've got more Paul's letters. Don't know what they really say yet.
Well, the Dead Sea Scrolls are not something they added to the Bible. They're looking at it and it's validating Scripture. They're not saying, "Hey, let's print these out and throw them in the back somewhere." I mean, no one has said that. What do you think about the Dead Sea Scrolls?
I mean, they're real, obviously, and I think obviously they validated what had been at least in the written Bible of the time when they discovered, meaning that. Up to that point, we were looking, maybe back a few hundred years, maybe 1,000 at best. But then these came along, and they were much, much older. And, hey, they almost are identical or close enough to what we have now that we didn't screw this up.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Right.
I think that's a good perspective on it. That that's what it says. Mm-hmm. Great. It really does say that.
Okay. Would Jesus even want us chasing relics? I think we've all pretty much addressed this already. We don't really have to spend a lot of time. The answer, I think, is unanimously no. We know that to chase relics is wrong if your motivation is, see, I told you God was real. I mean, but it's also, we're human. If we can see something fascinating, we want to see something fascinating.
We want a tangible thing we can see and touch and feel and to prove that it's real.
Yeah. Number 10, faith versus why miracles don't always produce belief. Jesus literally raised the dead, and people still rejected him. So would finding Noah's Ark suddenly convert the world? Probably.
Right. And he addressed that himself. He can give you all kinds of signs and miracles, and you're still not going to believe.
I've been editing an old Judas sermon where I preached on, and it's like, that's when people say, well, if I could just see Jesus, I believe it. I'd believe it if someone could just prove it. No, he was with him every day. Mm-hmm. And he loved the world. He didn't love Jesus because he couldn't. It's the same principle. I can't make Jesus the way I want him, which is what Judas wanted. Mm-hmm. Therefore, didn't work out for him. Anyway, so the rest of these are just, anybody got some talking point, just jump in.
We already talked about 11. People need something. People treat their Bibles that way. As far as 11 is a sacred. This is Grandma's Bible. We've been carrying it, and it's like it's got magical properties.
What is Caiaphas's ossuary? I thought an ossuary was a bone cemetery.
Well, it is. It's going to be some form of that.
So is this saying?
Did you hear about somebody finding? That sounds familiar to me. Do you guys?
You're the one who made the list.
I put that on there?
You did. That's why I was like, because I said about the
Dead Sea Scroll. Oh, Pilot Stone. Yeah. that's why I was just getting ready to say, I think I've heard.
Yeah,
that's
because
why
I told
her.
you about that TV show that I was watching where they thought they found Caiaphas's chest plate,
Yeah.
and they were trying to, raise the new Messiah,
And
and
Pilate-
blah, 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 blah.
There's more evidence to find, I think, for Pilate's stuff than there are Caiaphas. But for me, Caiaphas is so self-evident and obvious. I don't really need proof to know if he was. I mean, it's like saying, did General Patton exist or something like that? I
Right.
mean,
Do we really need proof that the villain existed?
right.
I'm not going to believe it unless I see his helmet. No.
Right.
Right.
But I think from a perspective of, is it something people look for? And I think, what is that?
Yeah, I just didn't know what that was. What are you doing?
Tiny little, that red thing was one of them tiny little dust mites. Now it's a stripe, and now I'm going to hold my finger like this until I can go to wash my hands. My daughter was playing with my wife in the kitchen when my daughter was real little. Mm-hmm. And Grace goes to Alyssa. She goes, "Hey, did you wipe a booger on me?" And my daughter goes, "You mean just now?"
No.
She was
10
like
minutes
4,
ago.
and she said that. And Grace looked at me. I went, "Ugh." Kids are gross. Okay, back to. I gotta wash my hands. All right. I don't know. I don't know who. I think if I was an archaeologist, I would go looking for the stuff that less people were looking for. Mm-hmm. What are you looking for? The Grail? All right. I want to go look for something that belonged to Caiaphas.
Right? It just seems more likely.
I'll be waiting in a shorter line for the funding.
But it's just like, the Egyptians. There was the big surge for Egyptology when they found Tutankhamun's tomb and everything. And they're still looking, and they still haven't finished finding things. They're still, for as long as we're breathing, they're still going to be looking. And, we think we found it. And da-da-da, let's have a TV show about opening the door, and nothing's there. Yay.
Look, I can go on. I was going to major in Egyptology, and I was so compelled. In art and in history, everything starts in Egypt. Mm-hmm. Everything. The Mesopotamians copied the Egyptians. The Greeks copied the Mesopotamians and the Egyptians. The Romans copied the Greeks. They all changed architecture and stuff like that. Anyway, everything goes back to Egypt. Everything starts in Egypt. And it is such a fascinating place. But there is, too, like King Tut wasn't that big of a deal. I mean, his parents were, because they said, hey, we're only going to worship one God. And everybody said, look, they're starting to realize. And then they died, and they said, let's wipe them from existence. We want all our gods back. But King Tut himself didn't really do much. But he was one of the few people they found everything in his tomb.
Right.
So they're like, wow, look at this. So he skyrockets to fame. But here's the thing about Egyptology. Man, it is so vast that if you, 1 year, everything that you've researched, the next year, a lot of it's changed because there has been new discoveries. Mm-hmm. And if you don't think it's changed, there's going to be 2 other guys in your field that are going to come argue with you and tell you why you're wrong. It is a tough field to be an expert in because it is constantly changing the understanding.
They're beyond that now, though. There's even civilizations they've found that are way beyond Egypt.
But do you think that that's part of the reason that people are so driven to find Christian artifacts and stuff? Because we do have all this stuff from the Egyptians. We do have stuff from the Roman baths. All these things that we do have. Hey, you can touch them. They're right here. Why can't we find the cup?
Well, because hang on a second. We do have we've got the proof of the civilizations, all the things Josephus says. There's Jewish wells in Egypt. Mm-hmm. There's wells that were dug by Jews because of the way they're dug. In Egypt, we have all the proof of all, because what you're saying is the equivalent of saying, why can't I find Caesar's sandals?
Right.
Why can't I find Caesar's cape? Because we can't. We don't have those things either.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to play devil's advocate here. So.
Well,
yeah. Do you think that people are going to be like that forever? Well, that can't be Noah's Ark, or that has to be Noah's Ark because, we found everything else. Why can't we find this? It's got to be here somewhere.
I just think it's human nature.
It's a Jerusalem's still there. The streets are still there. The wells are still there. The buildings are still there.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Were they there? Was they there in that room? Probably. You probably find the room in the building, but you're not going to find the cup. It's like the least thing you'd want to find.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like Brian's talking enough.
Well, let's poke him or something.
Poke him with his dick.
No, I'm just saying. I'm saying there's civilizations they've found that are way older than Egypt now, and I can't think of the name of the one they just uncovered. It's in Iraq, but it was buried. The whole thing was buried. It's a temple complex, but it was buried, and they're like amazed because it's way more advanced than what it's supposed to.
I know what you're talking about. They just Muslims come in and blew that up when they were digging it. They made a massive discovery. It was the Sanskrit. What's one with the first writing? Good grief.
They were like monks, and I know what you're talking about.
It was it predates all that.
Yeah, and then
the Muslims blow it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what they do. But
Okay, okay, Brian, is it just that you don't talk a lot, or is it just that we won't shut up?
just think about when you go to the beach. What do you do?
Okay, he just
I know
proved
he
it.
does it.
Yeah. What's that?
We go walk down the beach and see what you can find it washed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a natural human thing to go looking for stuff.
No, I know that.
I mean, what am I looking for down there? I'd love to find a gold piece. Or, I'd love to find a shark tooth. I've yet to find one. My daughter walks them. She finds them all the time. It's just like they're a magnet to her.
I find 4-leaf clovers all the time.
Yeah, my
And
dad does
Do you
too.
really?
Grace is like, I never know.
You're not even
She said,
Irish.
I've never known anyone like that. And I said, she said her mom did it too. We were out in the yard the other day, and I looked down, I plucked one. I go, here. And she goes, how
That's
do you do
crazy.
it? Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't find them, though. It's weird. I have found a lot of them. I go, what'd you do with it? She goes, I don't know. I go, you're supposed to press that in a book and remember it.
Give me Lucky Charms.
They're always after me, Lucky Charms. They're always after me, Lucky Charms.
Will you remember which book you put it in?
Yeah.
That's the big question.
There you go.
Yeah. Brian, I'm just going to address this to you. I don't even know what it says. The big question, is Christianity built on objects or resurrection? The gospel never says salvation comes through touching relics. It comes through Jesus Christ himself. Artifacts may inspire curiosity, but faith rests on the risen Jesus, not on collecting holy antiques like spiritual Pokemon cards.
That's a very interesting question. The question I wish you would ask me was number 17, but we'll go to that.
Okay, go to 17. No, that wasn't a question. It was a statement. You were obviously not paying attention, or you would have realized it wasn't a question.
I know.
So
But
you
actually,
just
when I see numbers next to a bunch of words, I'm going to say they're a question.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's usually how it works.
when I
yes.
talk, do you just see a squirrel and a treadmill in your head and just go on with what you're doing?
I do that with everybody.
You just skip it. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. What's 17?
Well, let's go back to 20.
Yeah, 20. Okay.
Well, the one you just
jumping all
read.
over
The one you just said.
And
Yeah.
actually, there is a question mark.
There is a question mark.
Thank you.
Indeed.
Thank you.
Well, it answers the. Go.
I feel like this was a spoon-fed one, but yes, I mean, it's built on the resurrection of Jesus Christ, and that is the core foundation of our faith and what sets us apart from every other religion across the entire globe.
Indeed.
Let's go back to 17.
Yeah, so I mean, that one was
Question 17 was, what if Noah's Ark was found tomorrow? Would it create revival or just another streaming documentary series with dramatic background music and blurry drone footage?
Yeah, so I'm going to sound probably a little bit on the negative side here with my response, but we know they found the Dead Sea Scrolls, right? Mm-hmm. And we
Yeah.
know about the time when they found those. And based on what I've looked up, of course I did use AI to help, but there's
Okay,
no-
let
there's
me
no-
just stop you right there.
Go
Here we
ahead.
go.
All I did was make one list of responses to our questions. I didn't use. Go ahead.
Anyhow, actually, that's not true. It's just I did a Google search and
It just
the
happens
AI
now.
engine happens to work now.
What?
So anyhow,
Wait,
but-
what? You did what?
Just I'll tell you later. I'll explain it
Yeah.
with the diagram.
If you explain it to me, I would rather use puppets.
Yeah. So,
Go ahead.
so we found the Dead Sea Scrolls. Back in the 40s, 1940s. There was no widespread revival that had happened when they were found. Now, it does kind of coincide when Israel got its statehood, but that's it. There was no great tent revivals across the globe that I could find when they found the Dead Sea Scroll. You think when you find something like that and you say, oh, hey, we did get this right.
Right, but you got to keep in mind, I mean, if you're going to make a statement like that, people didn't celebrate. First of all, there's two things going on. Number one, we couldn't hardly read any of it yet. Number two, people are skeptical because there's so, and rightfully so. A lot of people are going,
that's his point.
let's see what this is. Because boy, I think you're saying that there should have been a lot of excitement at that time.
Yeah,
You would think.
I would think there would be.
You would think. There would be. I mean, go back to Egyptology. How excited people were actually eating ground up mummified bits at parties after the discovery of the tombs and stuff. People loved that stuff. So,
but anyone that studies history, and I know all four of us know enough about history to know this, we know that anytime there is an initial discovery of anything, that it is highly likely it's going to change in the next 6 months of what it really is, what it really means, and what else they thought it was that it's not, et cetera, et cetera.
So to his point, if tomorrow they say that's Noah's Ark and it's real, okay, meh.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, and I think, I think that's because a lot of people, it's kind of like what Mark said. I mean, people who already believe are going to go, good.
Yeah.
Cool.
And people who don't want to believe are going to say, no, it's not.
It's a boat.
Yeah.
It's wood.
Well,
It's a forest.
you're going to have Christians that are so dug into their ways that they don't want to hear any new information anyway.
This is true too.
Right.
This
That's
is
them King
absolutely
James
true.
Bible
I've
people.
had conversations with people like that.
Would you?
Would I what?
Like if they said it was, you found out the Dead Sea Scrolls. I'm sorry, Noah's Ark was real. Would you totally hey, we're going to have a cookout. We're having a barn raise and get some people over here. This is a big deal, man.
No, I'm going to be like, yeah, I know it existed. I don't need that for my faith.
All right.
Right.
But it's cool if that's what it really ends up being.
So are you surprised that people didn't like there wasn't a big sweeping movement when they found the Dead Sea Scrolls? Is that what you're saying? Or were you kind of disheartened that there was not a big movement?
I would say personally, I'm a little disheartened that there isn't a little bit more excitement over that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But am I surprised? No. Unfortunately.
I think you're both right that we're brought up to be so skeptical of everything. So, it's actual proof that all of this really happened. No, if you say so. Yeah,
Yeah, it comes. I read a. It's a similar
the story thing too, because I just did this in the class I'm teaching. I said to them, "I want you to close your eyes. I want you to forget everything you ever learned in Sunday school, how they looked, all that. Get rid of that. Get it out of your head. These people were real. They were having real lives. They were having family disputes, domestic problems. They were worried if their grandkids were going to get run over by a mule in the street. I mean, everything you're going through, these people that were writing these Psalms and Proverbs were going through. It's exactly the same. You can relate yourself right to them. They're not some distant thing. It's not Noah's Ark that's out on a hill that we're never going to relate to. These are things you can relate to. So some of it's getting over that this is all a story.
Looking at it like a movie or a cartoon.
Right. And this is real world. This is real.
I try to get people to adopt that perspective as well. I saw, now this is a different topic, but I think the same logic applies. I don't know, it was General Russo or someone with the Roswell stuff. Anyway, what the point he made was, he said, that's a dumb excuse when people say, well, we keep things secret because the world wouldn't be able to handle it if we told them that the truth that these things are real. And his response to that was, that's not true. He goes, people in the world can handle it. And he goes, they've seen nuclear holocausts. They've seen the Holocaust of World War II. They've seen starvation. They've seen global catastrophes. People in the world have seen us go into outer space. He goes, people can handle it. He said, that's a cop-out excuse to say mankind will freak out if they find out aliens are real. Half of them think they're real anyway. And he said people could handle it. And I think same thing about Noah's Ark. I think part of the reason, I'm not disheartened by it because I'm of the group. I wouldn't freak out. I'd be very happy and I would talk about it and I would post about it and I would talk about it in a sermon, but it wouldn't change me to the point where I'd go, see, now I know it's real. I mean, so the celebration for me is already inside.
You've already
spiritually,
had that. Yeah.
Already had that. So I wouldn't know that. It wouldn't change a lot for me. It wouldn't uplift me to these like new high, spiritual highs, so to speak. So going back to the logic I said about I'm already braced for those things to happen. So if it does happen, I'll be happy, but it's not going to, you know what I mean?
Well, and I think maybe I didn't convey my response as articulate as you did, but that's how I would.
That's usually what happens when you and I communicate.
Yeah.
It's you're not quite as articulate as I am.
They could do this all day, guys. They really could. All day.
There's an articulation. just try to use words that make you sound smart and you get them wrong. Well, what you got to do is you got to simplificate. You gotta, okay, all right.
What we have here is a failure.
We're over now.
We're okay. We're okay.
Well, I think we're running out of stuff anyway.
Why do the movies? I like that last one. Why do the movies make stuff mystical?
Why do what?
Why did them?
You wrote these questions.
I know, but I've got two running sheets here, so I've been reading.
Why movies make Christian relics seem like mystical power-ups instead of historical curiosities?
Yeah, that's
because it sells tickets.
Yep.
I mean,
yeah.
It plays into people's fantasy.
It's all a good story, you know.
I think Indiana Jones did enough of making the thrill of the chase. I mean, they did show the Ark with the power of the Ark, and I can't think they had to because of the Hollywood stuff. But that's not what made the movie great. Was that one scene?
Mm-hmm.
What made the movie great was the hunt. Was looking for it.
Yeah,
and I
the
think that's
adventure.
what comes back to human nature. What we just talked about. It's in our nature to look for things,
Mm-hmm.
and
Because we're curious.
And it's for what we're talking about today, I think we all agree it depends on your motivation. Are you looking at it to validate your faith, or are you looking at it because it's a fascinating thing?
Right.
And I think we would all probably be in the latter there.
I think
Latter means the second one.
with a T. Ladder with a T, not with a D.
Did you say he's starting to get real defensive right now? I don't understand what ladder means. You lean it on a wall.
Jeff Wheeler said something at the women's conference that we just had, and I think the phrase he used was radical authenticity.
Yeah, it wasn't radical. It was rigorous. I think.
Rigorous
I think
authenticity.
It was rigorous authenticity.
So it's just that sort of concept that, you know, if everything turns out to be real tomorrow, that's like you said, it's not going to change because I already believe.
Right.
So it's not going to make me, you know, change everything that I'm doing in my life because, oh, hey, look, busy Jesus is coming. But it might.
That's good. That's good. Look busy, Jesus is coming.
Look busy. Wash your hands and say your prayers because Jesus and germs are everywhere. So
that's a good one.
thank you.
Did you make that up?
No.
That's good.
I found it on a bumper sticker.
I need a shirt that says that.
Yeah.
But, you know, for somebody who's on the cusp and was like, I really want to believe, but I just, I don't know. You know, maybe that is it. Maybe that is the thing that suddenly makes the light bulb moment for them.
Well, yeah, okay. Right.
So-
that would be good if it has that effect on some people that don't believe. Of course, it's a positive thing.
Yeah, but to his point, I still don't think people are going to be like dancing in the streets.
Right. So I think the discovery of these things, I think God allows to point, you know, to, hey, the stuff you've heard is actually true, and maybe prompt them to pick up a Bible or have an articulate conversation with somebody like Drew or something like that.
And learn more. To learn more, click now.
Science.
Yeah.
Science.
Articulate conversation with Drew. I think you're being a little sarcasm, right? You get smart with me.
Yeah.
You're supposed to say, if I got smart with you, you wouldn't understand.
All right.
All right. Okay. Well, I think we're at closing now.
I'll throw another one at you. What do the other religions do?
Do what?
What do the other religions in the world do?
You know, that's a good question.
Do for what?
Do they collect things?
I honestly don't know. I mean,
They don't collect them like that, like we do, like Christians look at stuff.
How do you know that?
Because I'm articulate and I study.
I mean, there's.
I just noticed that your eyebrows point up like the Lorax. They're bushy. I'm sorry, I never noticed that. But you've never looked at me. They're like, did you know they do that?
Yes,
Do you make them? Do you like? Whoosh?
No.
Okay.
It's a natural thing.
It's not a bad look.
They get cut off every 4 weeks. The longest they've ever been is 4 inches.
What?
COVID?
The hair on your eyebrows has got 4 inches long. That's like having 2 horse tails hang over your eyes.
I'm hairy.
I don't believe you.
No, the girl that cuts my hair will verify it because she freaked out when my children drugged me in there to get cut. Here's a mangy
I'll
mud
give
off
you
the street.
$100 if you let those grow.
She will not let them do it. It was another one of those things. Yeah, it was one of those things. She said, "This is never going to happen again."
I drag a razor across mine. Are you like Laura X too? You got those kind of eyebrows?
Do I?
Yeah. No, I mean, do you shave them? No.
He gets cut the same place I do.
Yeah,
So
but she
never
doesn't have to do as much work on
Yeah,
that.
she has to work on me.
Let's get back to what you were saying. Okay, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have went down that route.
okay.
What do other
It's okay.
religions do?
But do they?
I mean, I honestly don't know. I mean,
They don't treat them the same way.
Like,
they have their things.
there's-
Headhunters, obviously.
well,
heads.
yeah, but there's symbolism. But I mean,
They see them more as talisman and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And that's what
I
I was
don't-
thinking about when we threw this list around. I thought, okay, let's go outside the box here.
You know, that's an interesting thing you brought up, Mark, because like I do know what other religions believe. I had to study a lot of it, but that particular subject has never come up. Like,
Yeah.
I never thought about it. What do they? I mean, I know it's human nature to hold relics and say this is and I also know a lot of people. I'm a big fan of Josh Gates. I love Josh Gates. I love his show, and I've seen him go places where they'll say, like in the Himalayas, they go, well, this is a such and such from dating back to this time, and then they look at it and they're like, no, it's not. It's not. I mean, it's not because of this, that, and scientific. So we don't even know, if they do collect their stuff. First of all, secondly, is it authentic? Just we got the same problem with our own stuff.
Right.
We don't know if our stuff's
They seem to
authentic.
collect
I mean,
more
the bits.
documents than they do, from what I've checked. It's more document oriented than relics.
I think that's the difference between our faith.
But it's not on a magnitude like we're talking here.
yeah.
No, I think that's the difference between us and when Christianity is in your spirit and your soul, and you don't need proof to. I mean, you don't need to be a biblical scholar or need proof to know it's real. You can feel truth. You can feel when something professes unending love is the answer for everything. There's something inside you that knows inherently that is truth.
Right.
And whereas other religions don't necessarily have that. And even people say Buddhism's all about peace. It's about no, it's about selfishness. It's a catatonic spiritual narcissism. Right. I will not hurt anything around me, and I also will not love anything around me as a consequence of that. And anyway, that's another philosophical rant. But I don't know what they do. It's an interesting question you brought up because I never really researched it.
Yeah.
Like if you go to South America, those cultures, it's all ritual stuff, but it has a purpose. It's a tool, not a don't hang it on the wall thing.
Right. It's not like it's a trinket. It's not a
Now we do that. The Westerners do that. They grab it and turn it into a trinket. I'll
Right.
sell it on eBay. But
Yeah.
it's an interesting thing. When I was working on it, I was thought that's really interesting. I've never really thought about that before.
Yeah, I think it's interesting to see things from American history and different things like that. When it comes to our faith, always skeptical, only because of the time passage, and so many people claiming to have, the Holy Grail, or I don't know. Let's close out. What say you, Mark? Brian? What are your final wrapping up words here? Wrapping up words.
words.
Let's see how you are so much more articulate than I am. Is the truth of the matter. Anyway, go ahead.
So, this has been a fun conversation for sure. And while I haven't spent a lot of time looking at like Christian relics, because for me, I don't need those.
Right.
They're cool. And I hope we find more of these things because it just validates what we know to be true. And hopefully it'll point people to others. But I certainly enjoy looking at historical things in general. Like I'm just like you, like if
it provokes thought.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's fun.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
Mark?
As much as I like history, I don't like museums and zoos just because it feels like it's captured. I'd rather watch the real world and watch real people. I find them more fascinating, but I do enjoy my history. I like to see because it really, I said this again in the class, it doesn't change. Yeah. Solomon was right. It's the same.
It is the same.
Same stuff over and over again, same people doing the same thing. So,
I agree. I'll go next, so Jackie can have the last word today. I agree with both of you guys. It's a blast to study. It's a blast to look at. It has no effect on my faith. Fun to talk about. I actually, and it's thought provoking, the Shroud of Turin, to look at the pictures and think what could be or could not be. But I already know I don't need to think what could or could not be when it comes to my faith. I almost have more. I'm more interested in finding Civil War, Revolutionary War artifacts and all that because they're easier to validate. Now, when it comes to my faith, it's already solid. And like we've talked about, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but we just don't know which things are real. And I hope they do find Noah's Ark. I'll just close on that. Go ahead, Jackie.
Yeah, and I haven't done that much research either because I haven't been a Christian as long as you guys have. I know you don't like the term baby Christian, but I am still a baby Christian compared to you guys. But yeah, I love the history. I love the science of it. But it's also what you said about art, that no matter if you agree with it or you don't agree with it, it is starting a conversation and it's provoking thought. And it's no matter what side you're on the debate of what's real, what's not, what is it, at least you're talking about it. Mm-hmm. And you're bringing it up with someone who maybe never thought of that perspective before.
Amen. Good point. All right, guys, that's a wrap. Thank you both for being here so much.